Right here.
We talked so much about Deron Bland coming back, but Jaden Daniels is avoiding that side of the field. So as
100% of the plays for them comes right out of his break and goes with that left hand and gets in front of Mike Evans.
Both teams kind of struggled finishing on these drives. Again.
And they stop the clock.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, and this is part of what you get coverage-wise when you have the athletic quarterback in there. It's just one-on-one. And I think the reason you want an interview.
One-on-one, defenders on the outside. That's an easy in-break. That's an easy.
A touchdown anyway, but some play by Derwin James. Incredible comeback. One thing you know, you're not going to outrun DJ Turner. That is for sure. Under 4.3, he's about 4.25. And right side chase against Cam Hart, and you got a rookie fifth rounder out there, and you get that kind of coverage, you go, all right. This guy can fly. They cannot. You just hope he's okay.
He's down hard on that shoulder.
And Josh Newton, I think there is a new cornerback here in Cincinnati that is going to get a lot of attention. Let's going to watch out here. You got Jamar, and they're going to have two guys. This is sort of a halfback option. He can break in, he can break out, and the Chargers answered both.
Between Tyler Lockett and Jackson Smith-Njigba, the interior of this pass offense for Seattle. Speed here in the slot. You're going to see him. He's on the backside of the coverage. He understands, I got to get depth, elevate this ball.
Holds up for his new squad.
And I like the call because you've got to give Pickens an opportunity.
Juan Thornhill is right there where he's supposed to be at safety to make a play on the ball. Now they've come up with two takeaways. Jordan Hicks was there. Denzel Ward rips it out of Taysom Hill. That is definitely a fumble, and then recovers it as well. That is the making of a great player.
Hand across and doing it without bringing the right arm. That is perfect technique as a DB.
Dante Taylor in one-on-one coverage. No help in coverage by the secondary. And you see when they all communicate, don't let anything get behind you.
And how about this on back-to-back drives, first with Russell Wilson, and now with Lamar Jackson.
Getting a lot of playing time for L'Jarius Sneed since week 7, and I think he's done a really nice job.
In coverage. Reads the route, the ball's thrown inside.
Taylor Britt on this, you're going to get into that trail position right now. You've got Trey Tucker on top. Watch his eyes. He's on the player as soon as he
was the old veteran. We talked about him, right? This is the old head back there. He listened to coach, and now all of us.
Well, you talked about the red zone production or lack of production the Chiefs have had against the Broncos in the.
Basically a halfback seam. He's going to go up, hint at the out route, and then take it up the seam. This is so well covered by Miller. Hits him right when he needs to slow him down. And
you got to beat your man, and this is going to be easy. Watch, here we go. 85 versus 24. Run up, chop, chop. Where's the sell? You never.
It's one thing to be a great cover guy. Rarely then do you see those guys that want to come up and play the physical side. Thumbs down. He plays that pretty well. It's a good.
And he has it. Rodgers, look at this. It just, it bounced. What a play. Really, there's nowhere to throw the football. You see, you got an over and under on Garrett Wilson, but by that time, Rodgers tries to get outside the pocket, and then that pass rush.
He decides to throw it on a line, and another foot, it would have been a nice, easy catch, but fortunate for Philly not to have this ball just go right up into Wilson's hands right there.
This is the matchup right here. Remember, you're allowed to get physical till about 5 yards. They'll give you a healthy 5.
Number 98 is able to get his hands on it. It's a real cloudy window.
I wish he would just give it to Christian. And again, not that he's not open. It's this tight coverage. And again, Christensen would have loved that. He got him behind the defense, and Baker knew it on Green. Maybe he got there.
And Daniels delivers a nice ball, but Pierre doesn't give up on it. When it's a little bit short, he's able to.
Really good coverage here by Mike Jackson. To be able to break on the football. Gets there right.
With the defensive coordinator. You love this play. Why? You've got two people in coverage. That's fine. But if
has made play after play for Washington. Rock solid.
And look at San Francisco State right with it. There's a chance, but he gets his body.
I mean, this is tough ask here. You know, you're going right into the boundary. Quick throw, fake the handoff. and he just gets around him.
Field goal try here.
Absolutely love this coverage. Again, it's not open early. This is what Josh does. Gets out of the pocket, scrambles, and Bryant coming from the middle. Yeah, really fun. It tells you that type of confidence that Allen has in Coleman. When you make those throws to a rookie receiver, it's because you're against this defense. You see Rasul Douglas just driving on that ball. And when they play
Xander, I think he's just too good of a corner to really test him right now. You've had success against the other corner.
Terrion Arnold's right here, 0. Watch him work through to make this an incompletion. Calvin Ridley, keep coming back, keep coming back. When you
yeah, Michael Pittman's running this just this comeback here. He slides, he slips. Kamari Lassiter is
Playing aggressive football. Here's Flowers coming across.
yards as a group, and you're just staring that thing down the entire time.
Anthony Richardson probably would have this ball back and put a little bit more pace on it so it gets there faster.
This ball, you get another chance to make an excellent catch. They're going to try to take their shot. Hunter Henry, or excuse me, Austin Hooper matched up one on fingertips. Look at where Mills puts his hand. That is textbook.
Almost got tipped a little bit by Ogbah off the edge. But boy, I tell you.
Strong is playing inside the box. Kenny Moore, that's a tough release. Look at him navigate that and then be able.
This is who they want. I mean, they're looking for playmakers with the top 2 receivers down. He may get away with a little hold.
Play back off it and then watch him break when the throw is made. Backpedal, backpedal. Now there's the in break, so I'm coming in. Caterco, who has had some really good plays here defensively. Let's see the timing on this one as he comes in. Again, it's similar to
against the Jaguars. Here's number 2.
Christian Benford, this guy has been unbelievable in coverage this season. One-on-one against Nick Westbrook-Ikhine.
Respect is looking for his go-to guy. He gets him on the double move. The out up
7 yards on those 2 catches.
But this one is the force to me. They're double team him. That's essentially the same exact.
Be physical. You see him there. That's just a great defensive play by the rookie from Rutgers.
When Minshew comes out, he looks to his left to try and draw the underneath coverage, knowing he's got man. Got away with a little wrap around the waist there.
Because 1, you can't press him. 2, he's already going in motion. And then 3, he leans on you inside. There's no
up the sideline. You're not really thinking your fullback's going to be a down the field player, but he gets lined up on Chanel, who.
This time they rotate the safety down to the middle of the field to try and be a robber. That leaves one-on-one on the outside if the ball was able to be laid.
This is what Spags did. He recognized the pressure. He got the pressure. And then you throw the ball.
He tries stepping into it. And fortunate, it fell incomplete. Attempting to go one-on-one to Tucker down.
Pete Carroll built his team, the culture, etc. And you're watching Josh Jobe here. Nice feet, nice hit.
What an athletic play right there.
They were able to get him in the draft out of USC in the 3rd round. Stingley and Stingy.
See what I did there?
Very good. I saw that.
Johnson does a terrific job, but Mason Rudolph sitting in the pocket. He has time, but this is what you call finish.
From the outside coming in and getting his hand on it. And that's just not seeing him. But this Petrie
started week 4, that crazy week 4, kind of a last-minute start against the Ravens.
Bills are sitting there at 24th at only 34% conversion percentage. And this is just a great.
In this bunch formation, he's got to be able to work around one of his own players. And then he does a good job of getting his eyes turned back to the football.
Right there, who thought he had an easy catch. Happy to have him back. Davis running the back line there. Great coverage by the
tie and kick the field goal. Well, initially he's going to try to work to the back. Well, Hollins has more field to work with. If he flattens this off a little bit, he creates some separation. Instead, he stays vertical just enough.
4th and 7. And Brian Callahan is going to punt.
Yep. This is such good technique. Look at how he stays square. He doesn't fall for the outside move. He stays perfectly.
Paulson Adebo, watch when he comes out here. He turns his back inside. He says, I'm not giving you a slant. That way he's just playing one route.
Snap has just been all over the field tonight.
Love what I see with Branch, just a playmaker. They love him making plays, blitzing, tackling.
Receiver's got to save him some space. This is Polk working on Kohu. You can't allow that defender.
If you're Buffalo, you know who you want running this route and taking your chances is the rookie Keon Coleman.
Complete pass, and it brings up third down, and this is one that Ayuk
now, because Aaron Rodgers can't escape or hold the ball and extend the play the way he normally does. And Surtain made a change on this. Normally Sauce Gardner, their top corner, is to the left side of their defense. The right.
Take a look at this matchup that we were real excited about coming in.
Great job by A.J. Brown actually becoming defender.
Really good at playing off man coverage, and you see he's just going to run with them.
Coverage on the receivers, being more sticky, not giving up easy throws in zone, and Humphrey's all over that.
This is close. I thought Rice should have came back to the ball right there. See how it kind of drifts back?
Was it there? You know, Cortland Sutton, this is press coverage. Really nice technique. Fighting, trying to get inside, and it looked like.
Well, they had Tyreek lined up to the inside, just running a little wheel route to the outside. Jones didn't fall for it, didn't bite on the fact.
Well, first we'll show the route. Vita dropping back. Oh, my God. Look at that big fella.
You know what happened? He saw their defense.
Yeah, just good technique here by Newton. He's playing press coverage. He comes up, he challenges separation. And as we've talked about, the style in which the Chiefs play, come up and challenge these wide receivers, and it becomes hard.
By Darius Slay. Watch this route. This is their best one-on-one route runner on the outside. DeMarcus Robinson, and Slay said, nah. Jumped right back in front of that.
He just sits on the coverage, not worried about someone running past him, and even when he's behind it.
Supposed to be an ugly and potentially a touchdown for Dean. You could see that was Terry McLaurin.
Worthy season. Watch him on a vet here. Cooks tries to give him the slow off the ball like it's a run, and then
one-on-one with Mike Evans. This is not an easy task. It's a slant, and Mike ends up kind of turning it into
versus Jerry Jeudy. And Lewis, this is fantastic. Just zip coverage to break up that.
Now watch this move right before the snap. You see that inside leverage? He took away the slant.
This is just a one-step slant. Call it a strike route. And
I mean, watch now. Worthy is actually going to get a little separation, but Lassiter does a nice job just.
Or not, but they are clearly trying to work the middle of the field right here. You have that Ronnie Lott kind of enforcer in the middle of the field, because even the great ones, even Mike, just man-to-man with no help from this inside slot position. This route is nearly impossible to cover. We've seen touchdowns.
Got him locked up right here. That's why they called him Gilly Lock. And then he's got a
defensively.
Well played by him, too, because he doesn't allow his body to get into Leggett, and then he finds the ball late.
It's a little better. Watch him get his hands on him a little bit sooner right there, just to slow him down, make sure you keep pace with him, and then diagnose what the routes.
Clever play on defense here to knock it away.
It's a soft back shoulder fade. Ball could have been a little higher.
Big play by Chen, no question, and saw this a week ago as well. I think this is.
If you're just going to get that little go route, you know, that inside slot fade right there. And again, this is going to be one of the things that we talked about, that location.
A.J. Brown continues to get inside leverage. It's clear there Lattimore is expecting inside help from safety Quan.
Versus a big, long corner. He got him on the initial move. Woolen did not use his hands on that.
With the Denver Broncos, and now their opponents in the NFL, and they have both, they're good friends, and they have been looking forward to this matchup, and they've been working a lot here
under their own goalpost.
Well, yeah, they're trying to get it all right there, flattening the coverage, and Mingo actually runs a good route. The ball's got to be out there a little bit further. Flott has no vision on the ball, but it's just underthrown by a yard. And again,
and love this in the slot right there. Doesn't get hands on him and just runs right with them. If he comes,
you got two of the better receivers with Stafford. I mean, these guys come in on fire. You can see that these underneath routes have been taken away. Tight coverage. A lot of times it's Stafford looking one way, kind of working through his progressions, and then eventually coming back. But linebackers, great communication with the corners and safeties. Ward is presented by Pepsi. Remember all the talk this week about Deebo Samuel. Wants
short, and now the punt team takes the field.
Yeah, a little surprise. The last 2 third downs, they kept the ball on the ground. I don't think Mingo found the...
This is all about bracing for impact when you get in the middle of the field. He throws his hands up, letting the quarterback know you got to...
Jordan Lewis got that. He took a stiff left hand right to the face mask. Before that got there, McMillan had the ball and just had it completely taken away from him. Look at him, he got his arm in there, so there really was no final catch on the ball, and that's a catch he probably shouldn't even have tried. That's one when you go down there and you see the defensive back short of where you are and not looking at the ball, you can literally stop and jump right back through his face mask. You're going to get that call, and that would have been an interesting
thing up. Right on time, too.
3 practices, but, you know, when Pearsall comes in, he doesn't get all the reps to know where he's lined up, right? Second rounder has to guard Tyreek Hill one-on-one.
Oh, it actually just went right through everybody's hands.
It's hard for Tyreek, couldn't see the ball because the position green was in, but...
Interesting call coming up here, 4th and 1.
Strange is looking for the penalty. I think everybody else watching this game is hoping to have no more.
Turns into a tip drill. It's 3rd and 5. You're trying to make a play downfield, but you just can't throw the ball late.
A little bit of back shoulder fade here, but watch Deontay Banks. Keep working with that left hand to prevent that completion.
Yeah, it's a really good play all around.
Coming down here, this is a lot of traffic in there. It's a little bit of that double move. You're trying to sneak Wan'Dale Robinson in. You're getting in trouble. The one thing to do is try and find number 1. It was something that Tim Boyle talked about last weekend, with not a lot of opportunity to.
A really nice job here by Slay. He's back playing at a really high level, and
see what happens. He balls out a little bit. Nice job punching by Jonathan Jones. Tell you that Peanut Tillman punch is so prevalent in the league now. You got to guard against it all the time. It used to be they would excuse me for Buffalo, but I love the decision by Josh Allen. He knows Shakir has a step, and he also knows Shakir sees him throw.
Right here by Hawkinson. All the attention's going the opposite way. Look at it. You see Julian Love looking the other way, so Sam Darnold. And now watch the bottom here. Here's that slot fade, bring Metcalf inside. And Murphy, I love the position of this football. Addison's just going to sit down, and Joe, credit him. He got beat, but he finished in here and block. And here come the pick games we talked about, right on the rookie, number 63. Charbonnet cleaned that thing up. He took the hit to the next level and gave him plenty of time. Now Njigba just needs to find a way to get that.
It's Branch at the safety spot. Him and Kirby Joseph. We watched the replay. Terrion Arnold. Love that he's looking back, playing the football just like DJ Moore. So you're allowed to have a hand on the wide receiver so long as you're playing the football the way he is. That's a great job by him.
Roll right and then throw the ball literally across the field.
Job in man-to-man and De'Ami Brown, an inside release here. When you throw this deep ball for Daniels, you got to get it in there and get it away from the safety.
Which is exactly what the Niners want. We saw Curl earlier go one-on-one with a shorter route. Now he's downfield, really never find.
To watch him spin. I mean, this is great. You want to spin away from this. You've got man-to-man coverage here. Watch him spin back out on that out route and then just drive and close. Really well done. And
Curl, who came over from Washington this year, bringing some stability on the back end.
Yeah, listen, you're just not going to complete many balls. And these are those cornerback. And when he's playing in press, that's probably his strength.
To catching this ball than the receiver. Here comes Buddha over, and he was watching it the whole time. And here's Buddha with a nice change of pace.
It's a terrific route. He's beat. He doesn't give up on it.
Oh, yeah.
Never got his...
An issue. It has been down in this part of the field, right? He is willing to throw balls into very small areas, and this is a completely different offense, Mike.
At the football, I think you're going to see him here. He's trying to punch it out and gets it out with his right hand right there. That's a nice play by Hughes. That's great awareness.
Does it get any better? I mean, two of the best, and Surtain. Last time these two.
Penalty, there it is. What a night by number 21. Amik Robertson matched up.
Turning down and deferring at the top, the football, so they'll get it to start the third. They could do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, still trying to get Tyreek Hill his first catch, and Eccles with really nice coverage.
Done putting them together in a short period of time. Wicks is one of those guys, he typically is able to create reconnecting with him.
Just one other note on
one of these opportunities when you've got a couple 1-2 position right there. You see how he played that. That was such good
communication with the defensive backs. Didn't see it, but a little switch there with the motion. Good job, back-to-back plays by Lake.
Patriots have Christian Gonzalez. They try to put him tight and give him room to run a double move, but Christian Gonzalez not biting.
A veteran really has a field. You can see that Jennings tried to sell him like he was going downfield.
Going back to college, and you know, an opportunity like that, there was no hesitation whatsoever as to. Yeah, he had an opportunity. You see Cooks, and watching Cooks, you know, he came back last week trying to get the ball to Higgins, but Diggs plays this perfectly, takes away the inside, and
trying to make something happen, and they just could not connect here.
Yeah, that's Kadar Holman. Assist goes to Myles Garrett as well as Denzel Ward, because this is an outstanding play by Ward. And I talked about the year that he has had. It's not reflective of third down and just play really, really tight. There was nowhere, no one won at any spot.
To make a play like this. At some point, somebody had to win a one-on-one battle, either with the pass rush or in pass protection.
Patrick Queen and everyone up at the line of scrimmage, got him into a slant route. And I think Joey Porter's getting away with being.
Denzel Ward is too good. Leads the NFL in passes defense, gets turned around, and his closing speed. That's what.
Attack him immediately. You got to absorb him or collect him. Let him make the first move and react to it.
The ball thrown to Mooney, and Dean in really, really tight coverage. Step for step, looks back, locates the.
McDuffie, who's playing corner as well as anybody in the league, was there.
He really is. He has been outstanding. One of the best corners.
Away from man coverage the last couple weeks. Mike Zimmer, the new defensive coordinator, taking over in Dallas, playing more man.
This should be pass interference. Parker Washington, covered by Isaiah Rodgers, gets a little, he's handsy there, but not enough to.
That one-on-one matchup. Adams won the last one. Watch this. Great recognition. Balls.
Slater has been outstanding, and then a little surprising we didn't see Denzel.
He's got presence and awareness, but also just good ball skills, Jason.
Absolutely, and that was excellent technique.
And the defenders have been there all day long, but just a little bit too handsy. Good job getting his hands on Justin Jefferson.
Made sure that every offensive player was to the other side of the field, forcing the one-on-one with Terrell versus Metcalf. And there
he is for this defense. Joey Porter, whatever the toughest assignment, whatever the toughest ask, they're going to lay it on Joey Porter, and physical.
The old pro corner. This is textbook technique by Denzel Ward, because he's in a position where he doesn't play the football, but all he does is reads the arch.
Just as he was starting to turn a corner with that shoulder. What a play defensively.
He's been excellent. Again,
you're going to see them at the top of the screen. What I like is that his eyes are on the quarterback, then he goes immediately to the man, doesn't bite on the double move, and then is playing the football.
To let his guy make a play, but Harrison was covered well.
Yeah, Kyler saw what I saw, just one-on-one with Marvin.
Late in a man look, pressed, gets him, but the ball just, Daniel will want this one back. He's just a little bit too tall, a little bit too high.
The Vikings offense staying on the field here.
Just running the deep corner there.
And that's part of why the Chiefs had success tonight, was they didn't allow Olave to really be a.
Gone either way, and I tip my hat to these referees because they're just letting them play in these critical moments of this game.
Yeah, very tight coverage, and again, one-on-one, CeeDee Lamb, Carlton Davis, two of the best in the league, and again,
able to get out and around. They saw the one-on-one coverage, but that time Taylor Britt up to it, and
just a little bit of a wobble coming back.
Well, with the pressure, Carr gets as much on this throw as he can, and Shaheed, if he was able to, it's pretty good. Neighbors stumbles a little bit coming off the ball. He leans in on him and trying to then create
And what a shot that was. That sends a little message as well.
So Tampa had it 1st and 10 at the Dallas 26 on the move, and the Cowboys defense.
Yeah, he drops this one in there pretty good, too. He's got a chance. A little hand checking going on there down the sidelines. Those are tough.
Just watch the way that he sits in man coverage, very patient, opens his hips, runs right with Watson. When you do that, you
different positions so well. There's just not a lot of guys who can do it. He's the robber on the backside of the coverage. He just jumps the crossing route. And
veteran right there, holding him off. And what's he do? Get your head turned, find the football, knowing what Aaron Rodgers likes to do.
A little bumping around. This man coverage on the outside has been interesting to watch all night.
End of it, though, you've got to actually play the ball. You'll see right here. They've been knocking. Yep, he actually turns his head.
In their secondary, man coverage. Get up there in critical situations. Get sticky on your man. Draft you in.
And you could see Brian Daboll going, oh, man, I thought I had this one here. Little double move, turns around Turner, but able to recover with his great speed.
The opportunities to make plays. Now, this is really good coverage by Riley Moss. Turning, running, doesn't panic once again.
And he is at his best. He likes to be physical. As you can see, he gets hands on you, and he gets in and out of his break just as good.
Defending pass intended for Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, nice job all around by the Bears defense. They get pressure on Andy Dalton. Deontay Johnson, he is gloved.
34 years old, and his greatest strength is just his instincts and savvy and ability to cover. You know, that's a big man.
Paulson Adebo stays square in the beginning and then doesn't panic, waits for Mooney to.
It's been forced into play because of Drew Phillips being down tonight and Adoree Jackson. He's been holding up out there pretty good. Excited to see. It's exciting when you see a field goal kicker come out. Pretty good coverage here. I'll tell you, Flott with all these injuries.
Yeah, Terrion Arnold, now this is what he did well in college. He was a good press corner. You see Carlton Davis, he's just sitting on it. You can tell he's just backpedaling. He's kind of on.
215 pounds, has great speed. And Mitchell does a beautiful job just riding him to the sideline. He's in phase, has a little bit of a grab there. Not enough.
Coach Schwartz is not afraid to play man coverage, and whether it's CeeDee Lamb or anyone else.
Watson, pressure is on him this year. L'Jarius Sneed gone to Tennessee, and it is going to be the bump and runs.
Really excited about 21 Kalen Carson. He's going up against the #1 playmaker on Brown's defense.
We talked about how it was like OBJ. This is CTB, Cam Taylor-Britt.
They're bigger, so Benford, look at the head start. He's anticipating the shot, so he is 5, maybe 7 yards out
in terms of their eyes reading through three-step. You see he gets his eyes back to the quarterback, and then right there he hooks him a little bit to go ahead and sling.
So good at going up into the air and high pointing the ball in these contested catches. He was actually starting to come.
Good downfield coverage on Tolbert, and Stevens had a tough pass interference call last week and plays it much better.
Would not give up on it. I mean, this guy plays through the echo of the whistle, and I love that, especially after being beat a few times. Look at how tight he is on coverage and plays it all the way through the football.
I like that Daniel Jones is going for it. Jalen Hyatt, he is their fastest wide receiver, known for his deep threat, his speed, the Litnikoff Award winner at Tennessee.
All right, really good coverage. Stays square, patient at the line of scrimmage.
Up at the top, and Burrow went to the right guy, Higgins.
In terms of their eyes reading through three-step, you see he gets his eyes back to the quarterback, and then right there he hooks him a little bit to go ahead and sling.
This play by Stingley. Moore gets exactly what he wants to get. He gets inside. He gets him stacked. He has his body between the defensive back and the ball, but the ball just underthrown.
But with that ball in the air that long and he looks left, you're going to get Harris to come out of the middle of the field there and make it.
It'll be 3rd down. Well, he's aligned in a tight alignment. He's just trying to push it. He's got double defenders there. Look, he's being bracketed. He tries to run an out route.
Knocked Jones out with a neck injury last year. And now adds insult to injury.
Reynolds. Yeah, but I thought that there was a chance there. Was this a drop, or did Woolen?
Over the top, so he's just in the hip pocket of Shaheed. Double move, doesn't bite. stays on top. Look at his eyeballs, knows 20's coming over.
Murphy, watch the technique on Wan'Dale Robinson. Knows that he's going inside. Make sure.
Second round pick. He's right behind him here, and he's got help. But look at that timing by DeJean, 33.
J.C. Horn is going to take one half the field right there. You see him. He's man-to-man on Shepard. Does a really good job of. Watch him turn his hips on this pump fake by Baker. Right? He's going to get pump fake. No, turn your hips and run. And that's just.
And you're going to see him just run with Puka Nacua. And what I really like is that Ugo Amadi has done a really good job of playing tight man, being
the course of the game right there out of the slot. It's just a simple go route there, gets on top, a little bit underthrown. You got safety help coming from the top. But
now let's see, as we see Cam Taylor-Britt, who struggled recently, but on that play he gets physical with George Pickens early. Pickens goes to the ground, and then the ball comes to Cam Taylor-Britt. And Ian, no one needed a play like.
Just working that underneath route. It's been tight, man.
So that he could come up and react. Watch in the middle of the field. He's coming sitting down right here. He reacts to it. London stumbles out of the route. And that Cousins gets roped into this. You have a safety deep, so it's a roll corner. You have safety help over the top, so you know you don't have to get loose as far as dropping back into coverage. As soon as that safety goes deep.
Their first lead this afternoon.
Well, and because of the timeouts, now the Falcons will have some time to go down and try and get some points.
In there. I mean, Mitchell wins.
Left. He saw that soft coverage, thought that he had to throw. Sanistrill's a very good player.
And as he's rolling out to his left, trying to throw it back into the middle of the field, not an easy throw at all.
And someone's waiting right there, and guess who it is? Bernard, who's playing great.
Too long for Burrow to get this ball up and make the throw, but my goodness gracious, they have.
It's got DK Metcalf working a little sit route at the top. Devondre Campbell, Fred Warner. I mean, Fred Warner, he's one of the best players in the league, but it's really his pass coverage taking away the middle of the field. Nice job there. I mean, just look, he goes all the way across. Just nowhere to throw the ball.
He's going to hit his head on the goalpost. I mean, there's just nobody there because everybody's running. You got Wiggins who's running with
a little bit, so Minshew's not just standing there. See the play action, you get set up to the outside. Great reaction by Moss. See how he puts his foot in the ground and he comes back.
You see, he goes right back to Watson on Lenore, and Lenore's done such a good job as a nickel defender.
Well, I think Bo Nix is going to be mad at himself here. He has a step on him, and I know that's the thing now, right?
Well, they try to run him just on this over route, but Green has vision on it, and he just runs through it. Good job playing the hand.
I think Herbert was just a little bit late getting out to him, because if he sees him right away, he's able to get the ball, but he got flushed to look for. Now you just got to keep it in the field of play. He's got him there against Wiggins, and the ball's just on, underneath. Lamar Jackson to stay underneath the throw rather than attack him. If he attacks him, Lamar's able to get Johnston. On that previous play, Joe, when they threw it his way as he was coming back to the huddle, just the expression on his face looked like a guy who was still.
Williams talked to us about, said, that savvy vet, he's going to jump some things and just kind of senses it going downfield, puts himself in a position to make a great play on the football.
Matthew Stafford be able to sit back. Good pickup inside by Williams. Puka Nacua, if he had stopped and really driven his way back through DeJean, probably gets that
blitz position as well. But watch how he reads this. Just with his back turned and everything, gets his eyes back on the quarterback.
There's nobody deep in the middle of the field. They're pressuring the corner, Valentine. It left McKinney all alone on the mistakes of the offense. They pressure. Debo's open. And a really good throw.
Moore showing some savvy here. You got a shot down the field. Do the underthrown long ball. It's either going to be a catch or pass interference. It sure looks like Cameron Bynum gets.
I hear fire on this quick game route and how quickly he reacts. He's
down the field. You see they're only rushing 4. So that means you have 7 guys in coverage. And as you can see from that replay there, that was going to be OPI.
OPI?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be offensive pass interference. Watch right at the end. He reaches in on Jones, and it looks like he gets that arm up around.
And that's exactly what Levis has avoided the last couple weeks.
Extra offensive lineman in, tight formation, and Kansas City's not fooled. Look at McDuffie.
But TJ Hawkinson, most people I talked to with Minnesota thought that he may well be the equalizer in this game, but they are gobbling these guys up tonight. You can see the physical presence. Yes, a little tug there.
They were going to go quarterback draw. There was no one. They're trying to just set up a little tunnel pump. And
ball by Geno Smith going for the home run. They wanted to get Lockett down deep, but that is
the announcement from Bill Vinovich. Let's take a look.
1, 2. I believe that's going to be incomplete.
And it is going to be 4th down.
Yeah, but Sparrow, and continuing with my point, it's just I think that and they're incredibly efficient. It hasn't affected their explosiveness in their big plays, but they don't take sacks either. Combination of this offensive line.
The ball back with 2 timeouts. Good play there. Clark Tinley gets hands. And he has to go through the big body of number 17 in order to make a play on the football. Coming over, having to play extended minutes now because remember the rookie Shaw Smith-Wade, who had taken over as a starting nickel, ended up getting hurt. He's on IR. And look how he finishes that play. If he doesn't go through the arm.
But look at up top, land on McLaurin. We said that'd be the matchup all game long. And just a little too strong for Murray when he gets caught. And he's not afraid to tackle. He's just a rookie now.
Target him.
You've got Grant's trying to sell the wheel route, then go up the sidelines, but Tyson Campbell never left his zone. Wasn't fooled at all, and really kind of felt like
on for Carolina.
And Jimmy Lake, the defense coordinator of Atlanta, says, I'll throw a little pressure at you, and I'm going to make you make a precise.
Has it, 1 foot, second.
Yeah, didn't get down. That's a good call for incomplete.
These guys have gotten so good at this. Just the right hand punch.
Here's Lattimore against Brown.
Yeah, so earlier in the year when Lattimore was still playing for the Saints against this Eagles offense.
That's some play there by Sainristil because this one looked like it was going to hit. Playing that inside technique, grabbing a little bit, swatting a little bit.
When you're running a post route like this, you like to lay this up to the back of the end zone instead of throwing it through body.
Is dropping underneath this here, but this matchup is as good as it gets in the NFL. 2 of the absolute best. And
fingertip on that ball. Good release. Man, that is twitchy right there. Getting outside. No, he didn't.
Line for the touchdown. But other than that, he is solid gold out here tonight. And no.
Pretty good route here by Juwan Jennings. He creates a little separation there, but the ball had to be out on the boundary for him to have a chance because of
coordinator Aaron Glenn. The promising drive comes to a screeching halt on the second.
Jalen Ramsey, perfectly timed knockdown of this ball, and Miami takes over.
Is up here. He gets wide, and I thought they were going to be able to fit this in to Akine, but really a nice recovery, reading the quarterback. Breaking.
Well, they're just taking a shot one-on-one and trying to use Trey Tucker's speed. That's the idea here. Get your fastest guy with a head of steam on that motion. And well, watch Jack Jones jump on this route. He feels the inbreaker, doesn't get flattened.
Offensive lineman for Philadelphia. It's Mekhi Becton, the right guard, just now getting to his feet.
And there's a good rep here
for the Carolina offense.
Yeah, Todd Bowles and his defensive staff, they've watched.
Really the favorite downfield route from Mac Jones. Doesn't really threaten,
easy, but Harper's going to show up in the screen right there and jump that route. He baited Rattler into that, and so important to find that backside safety.
Buster Brown, look at how he plays. He perfectly plays. Back is turned to the quarterback.
Matthew, he's going to fly out of the middle of the field to chase this in route. Robber coverage. Adam, that's what he's doing. He's watching the quarterback. We see Aiden O'Connell working the front side first, coming back to the backside on this under route, and Amadi against Jacksonville, and it's showing up all over the tape. Pressure on the edge. Penning has to block inside, so you're going to get a free runner, and that's Wilson. Breaks the pocket, and then watch this punch out by Spillane right when he catches the football. That's excellent punch. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire gets
of the year.
And of course, they're going to go to their speedster. I thought for sure they were going to run that ball. They're trying to capitalize on momentum. But that is a dangerous throw because Kool-Aid
and short. And now the punt team takes the field.
Yeah, a little surprise. The last 2 third downs, they kept the ball on the ground. I don't think
can work his left hand on the body of the receiver, just knowing exactly where he is. Look at it. Look at it. Right there. And then that feel.
Pierce, number 14, has been, one of the premier deep threats this season. Excellent coverage. And just at the last moment, turns.
Kind of fits the mold. He's a long, strong, kind of physical type off corner, and nice job there finding
anything going in the pass game. And it's just really good coverage by Buster Brown. Third down, pressed up at the line of scrimmage and finishing it.
Come up, they play man coverage and tight coverage. They're going to force Cooper to make some tight window throws. They got the go route. Burrow didn't like it. Deron Bland plays this well. You got all this field to work with it just totally locked up on these guys. And as I mentioned earlier, there's nobody behind. There's no safety behind them at all. And you're just banging your head against the
team. He's actually going to come from the outside. As it releases upfield, circles back around the other way, and it's really
go towards the offense. That is an incredible effort. Kevin O'Connell
win on this route more times than not, but he stays on top, is there step for step, and he's all over him like a blanket.
We'll make sure that McMillan was not touched after the pick. What a pick it was.
Oh, it sure was. It was a ball. We've talked about it throughout the night for both quarterbacks. You leave the ball behind when you've got man coverage like that. Try to block them up offensively to take a shot down the field. This was by design, but when Bo Nix feels the pressure and starts to slide out of the pocket.
Think about this rookie out of Michigan, St. Risto. He's out there on an island against A.J. Brown. We saw
Devin Witherspoon, his ability to play both outside and now in here in the slot, matched up against McCaffrey. You think back to that Week 6 matchup with Outreek Wool.
Really good coverage, Wanye Thomas, because they spread them out and there's nobody in the middle of the field. And so if one, you see Marlon Humphrey, he's in a trail position, but he's going to undercut this with the angle that he has, but yet the ball was.
He's not on the screen yet, but he baited this throw. Look at watch the scramble right there to Dortch, number 4, and look at Julian Love flying out of the middle of the field. Holy smokes. That's a great play.
This is the matchup you want. Achane has been just a tremendous receiver and weapon.
But different at the bye. Cooper DeJean came in to play the slot position. And there he is against one.
This is what I just talked about in the open. If you go man-to-man, I anticipated Surtain being in coverage on Bowers because of the type of.
Yeah, nice job here by Brooks getting inside. You see Sanderson, he's playing hard inside leverage. A big.
They don't feel like that he can be the man coverage guy. Maybe he once was. But tonight in some of these key moments, he
there. And I think what the official's going to tell both of them is you were fighting it out. I'm not.
And what I always liked about Alontae Taylor is his feet.
And you involved in the run game and making big hits. But when you have a safety that can play.
Had to move around Darius Washington, who's a corner. He's 5'8". Gesicki is 6'5", 6'6". Gets that right hand around.
Is perfect. He's got this thing wired. He's running underneath it. He's going to be Willie Mays in the catch right here. And he did everything.
With Mukwamu, and I think that's probably a good decision because this was another job.
Watch this play.
Outstanding job by Diggs.
It was Goddard.
This time Max Melton has been all over it. One-on-one. And really.
Allen thinks he has easy access as he's rolling out. And look at this catch by Kenny Moore. Catches the back end of the football, gets his feet in bounds and holds on to it. That's just one heck of a play by Mr. Moore.
Curtis Samuel's like, where'd the
rookie Cade Stover, who's a good tight end, but man, that little push off there, but that length that Gardner had.
Because of the injuries to the cornerback, he's outside, so he's in man coverage, and he just reads it. Probably could have been. Bryce Young makes a good throw. Here's the ball right there. Now he has it.
That is
look
incredible.
At him take
John
the
Charles.
ball away.
That was good rush lane integrity as well. You see Johnson No one throws stop and go, a deep curl route. Try to get him to bite on it, but Stevenson doesn't bite at all, and you saw Washington go for the...
He's going to get physical with him. Kool-Aid almost runs the route better than the receiver. Look at that. He knew exactly.
I mean, you're taking on what we think is one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and you're saying we're coming after you over and over again, and a great job by Bennett. Good technique, getting his hand right up there so Johnson can come down with it.
They are taking Aiden Hutchinson and dropping him out because they're sliding so much protecting that way. So they're basically saying, fine, bring all your linemen over here, and now we're just going to try.
Patrick, one of the best in the world. They're just trying to get him out of the pocket to buy a little time, and he sees the crossing route coming to the left, but he loses track of DeJean as he kind of falls back and reads Patrick eyes. You could see the break, and this young stud, Cooper DeJean, another rookie making a huge impact. This guy's a hard guy to throw go routes on. Wicks gives him a move, and Slay catches up, reads the eyes of Wicks. Just one-on-one, he knew what he wanted, and I would cut that thing loose to the back pylon. Tight throw, you almost got to bring him across the field to the other hash, but St. Rochelle is running for that undercut.
Take care of Henry and Lamar, and you see Mitchell, the first-round pick. I mean, to run across the field and almost...
Every time he has had to make a play, he has gone total.
This Houston defense has been under pressure this entire game, and it didn't surprise me at all that the Chargers dialed something up big here. They've had so many missed opportunities.
Fourth down, and the offense stays out there for L.A.
They doubled Nakua. They singled everybody else.
No flag is thrown. Let's take a look.
Well, I mentioned it. The Rams don't play a lot of man coverage. They mixed it in a little bit here tonight. Kind of times he's back there picking up the blitz with one shoe on.
They finally got Ronnie Rivers.
Second in the playoffs, not in the regular season, and that should be a wrap.
Yeah, for a young player, he's absolutely one-on-one from off, and yeah, there's a little contact. But when you're a big man at tight end,
it's just a good job by Reed. He's in a man-to-man situation where when you get the motion going across, you got to keep following. And when you take that angle, you better be right. It's not a pump fake going downfield.
Looks like they may go. Here's the play.
Yeah, good job there by DeJean.
They run a speed cut, and anytime you throw that behind.
They played man coverage, and one thing you want to do is get this horizontal separation across the field. And Brown who had a great game last week in the wild card game against the Bucks.
In the ground, break on the ball, and make a huge play, just the same way he started in the first quarter.
Warrenburg's the linebacker.
So that little just tick of time can lead to an interception. As a rookie, and from day one of training camp, you can talk to anybody you want. He has been making plays. Opportunity for an interception there. You're going to see Brown with a little out and up move, faking the wide receiver screen. Lake reacts really well, but it really looked right away. He's going to shoot right underneath it here. I thought he had it. I'm watching the route take place, and Slade just was flying.
Opportunities. They usually play over the top, taking those throws away. They had a chance.
Going, I believe that's him right here, going back to the inside, and he just stayed on that wheel route, and if he had not.
Derek Stingley, he sees it and then accelerates.
Runs with the receiver, and he comes off him. He switches. Great communication. Now he's one-on-one man coverage against the tight end. They blitz. They bring 5. Elliott gets over the top with the left hand and knocks that football away.
What I'm observing is holding up so far. They're not trying to run the football with any type of persistence. Watch Fulton. He's got it red, and he is already off and going. So Collins can't make it up. Look who becomes the receiver, and look who's got to play defense. Play out, not call it dead too fast. And I think this is going to be a catch, and the ball's ripped out as a fumble if the knee was not down. He catches the football, he turns, he establishes, and that ball's being ripped out before he goes down. Looks like a lowly Gilman who ended up getting the football. Right, Alohi Gilman, nice job pulling out right there. See him ripping? I think he gets it right before the knee hits the ground.
You can just see
him reading the defense, reading the coverage, understanding where he's going to throw the football. The best part, both safeties, they do a really nice job. Boy, Kenny, I thought that they connected him. Watching this from up top, and I thought that Metcalf would have been able to lay out.
He gets, but TJ Hawkinson, most people I talked to with Minnesota thought that he may well be the equalizer in this game, but top of your screen, he's just going to run it down from behind and really had a chance. They have not even really picked on.
He's in at right guard. He gets beat quick by Jalen Carter. That's why he doesn't quite get enough on this ball.
At the end, but watch this coverage. The pass off, like I talked about earlier.
And right here, a third down. What Gabe Davis does here is really tough for a cornerback because he stutters his feet.
Brooks, as you said, coming out.
Brooks is a guy that I think has this skill set because of the speed that he has. He can run. That's Curtis Samuel who can go.
They had Snead outside with McDuffie, and why they're one of the.
Yeah, and Matt Eberflus told us that this guy Tyreek Stevens is just a monster out there.
Immediately, Bates, he's working that way over the top and right there then to make the interception.
First interception.
Well, you see Quinyon Mitchell, he's sitting on his heels. I mean, it's just what I was talking.
It's good coverage here. The play action. It looked as though.
From the 3, great coverage here.
Yes, it was. Across the board, it was excellent coverage. He started over that way, and you go across and take a look. There just wasn't anything that he felt.
And Eccles somehow gets his body turned around for the pick.
And then fights Traylon Burks for the football and comes up with it. What a heck of a play. Eccles starting today for the injured DJ Reed. And Brian Callahan dials up a shot play early in this drive. I think he was trying to help his quarterback's confidence. After what had happened there, the chewing out on the sideline, trying to give him something.
See the safety down here, so he thinks he's got one-on-one. Watch him bail. St. Juice just shuffles off, and then last minute goes up and gets that ball.
Offensively for New York.
There's Eccles on the outside, coming over to get some safety help from the inside with Clark.
Well, Budda Baker is going to go outside and kind of match Cooper Kupp because they're bringing a corner pressure, a corner cat right inside. That's not the matchup you want. Man-to-man Cooper versus.
Really nice job of St. Juice right up here on the top. Watch him play outside leverage, then watch him break right here on the inside, get his arm across the inside of the receiver's slate. Concepts. You see him looking, open his hips to the receiver. Wandell Robinson.
Hands of Bateman, but Jacorian Bennett knocks it away right into the waiting arms of Robert Spillane. Game. And Devontae Adams is not going to be the one that beats him. You see Roquan Smith banging him. Just not much for Dak down the field. He's got to hold it. Nothing for CD on just the takeoff route. Yeah, it's hard to find it to Davis, and ultimately.
You can see how these Chargers secondary, they're not scared of anything deep.
Just have a 3-man combination. They're trying to run the in-cut to Lamb, but Tyrann Mathieu comes from the.
Takes over deep in Dallas territory.
But you see the hit. The hit by Jack Jones jars it. Sneaky great.
He just played a heck of a game, and I'm sure when you talk to him afterwards, he's just going to be upset they didn't have 2 interceptions today, but it's just played outstanding. A guy who was going through concussion protocol.
But he didn't miss this one. This just breaks downhill, and Dak with just a C throw, lobs it out. Gets his hand in at just the right time. Nelson Aguilar had that ball dead to rights and knocked it out.
As Cade Otton goes up the field, he's behind. Nice job.
And Horn, who got beat on the last play for a touchdown, comes back and gets a little redemption with the interception.
You know, I saw.
Well, he's going to come out of that break quick. If the ball's there right now, he might have a chance. It's a little late.
There's Brian Branch right there. Again, I think this is the second time we've seen 2 receivers in the same spot. And are they supposed to be that close? I mean, look at Chris Godwin.
Darnold tries to get it in, and as you mentioned, Fred Warner.
I like attacking. I mean, again, we could be nitpicky here and say, got to get the ball a little bit more to the boundary. I also think Pittman can do a better job.
Defense, especially after that first down where you get the quick throw to the outside, you get 1st and goal, and they're able to buckle.
It's a 4-man rush playing cover 2 in the back end, playing zone, and that ball right there of seeing and believing. He knows that they're coming with pressure, and that was something that Trevor Lawrence talked about. Because Gabe Davis is a big and physical wide receiver, so in order to compete with him, you have to match that physicality.
As was the other safety, Brian Branch, in the middle of the field. He had no real assignment, and for whatever reason, Stafford just did not see that read. This one right here. Watch the late move out here.
Pretty good
Baby
coverage.
and Morrow was out there defending and knocked it away.
Yeah, that's good coverage by Morrow, who's getting his playing time tonight with fight on it at all. McGlothern, he's the corner. He does what he's supposed to do, just stay on top of the receiver. Had he kept driving on the ball, he has a chance, and Darnold turns this ball loose right away, expecting Hawkinson to.
And you'll see he's got to throw this ball, and boy, it's a laser. But Branch, we told you the safety combo, him and Joseph playing as well as anybody. And
Mike Evans on the in route. And credit still for undercutting that route, reading it.
He's going to take his shots when he's got them.
Yeah. And you see the speed that Franklin has. But
yeah, this is a bad read by Baker. And he's late. He misses the throw. And Mike Evans plays
side of the field. He just leaves it too wide. Just doesn't quite get enough on it.
Outright, right down here, you're going to see the seam, and watch Cisco play the hands of Lazard. As soon as he sees the hands go to.
He might have got there a tad early, but they let him go ahead and play that one out.
To start the night.
Well, they show a all-out blitz, 0 blitz. They drop out Eric Kendricks at the last minute, so they rush 7.
Jones, you'll see Brian Thomas throws his hands up. He wants the football, but that ball's coming a little bit too much heat.
Yeah, you see the route by Ferguson, but Pratt, he's just all over it. In a ball, I mean, it's such a tight throw. Chase Brown on the outside. Deron Bland bites enough and just really kind of run.
Now he's the play caller on defense for this Chargers team that is leading the National Football League with fewest.
They got Robinson here running an outside flag route on the #1 corner, Ben.
His development has allowed Mike McDonald. And Aden is 6'4", 210. Watch the length of the arm getting across the front. To the spot, get himself established, and turns around, sees the ball, and just moves to it and picks it off.
This 3 deep coverage, I'm going man, playing lockdown. I told you the best thing he does is trail technique, and look what he does, putting his hand.
He's give Myers a shot as Taylor Demerson made the play over the
deep curl route, and the timing was a little off. I think Jalen Hurts was just a little bit late to the party here, and seeing it develop, that's what gave.
Jackson, and this is what Marquez Valdez-Scantling does. He takes the top off. He's your deep ball threat. Great job running with him, and then there goes the head around to locate the foot.
2 feet in the field of play. Once that second foot is down in the field of play, right there. And
you're going to see Bijan Robinson never gets out in the flat. That's what allows Josh Metellus, 44. See how deep he is? There should be a flat player out here wide open. This is where Kirk.
First-round draft pick. Adam Thielen works his way all the way across the field, and Slay stays with him and undercut this route. So smart.
Talked about betting earlier.
The next thing you know, Pittsburgh came back, took the lead before Cleveland turned around and won it on a chub.
And at this stage of the game, the score is really irrelevant. That is a great play there by Theo Jackson.
An excellent break by Mike Jackson, #2. Watch him hit the plant foot, boom, and react, hand out.
In the flat, and I think he read man coverage on there. Didn't expect Xavier Woods to be sitting out there. Had Michael Jackson in trail on his intended receiver, and just assuming he didn't think anybody would be sitting out.
You can see Cody Barton, all he thought of was he was going to take this 103 yards. There was no
ball out of your hand right there. It's his competitiveness is his biggest strength, also his biggest weakness. He pulls the ball down, decides maybe I can get something better, and then he goes back late. Well, at that point, Smith waits.
I would think if you asked anybody who knew a lot about the National Football League who the #1.
Jameis Winston in the pocket, he had plenty of time. He just couldn't really find anybody. But Benito's, he's got his eyes on Winston the entire time. In a pretty easy, great position. And then as soon as Judy turns around, he's reading through to the quarterback and comes and makes a play on it.
No flag on McMillan, the slot corner.
Pretty tight coverage by McMillan. He's had a tough season. And I know in talking with
their second-round pick. He's right behind him here, and he's got help. But look at that timing by DeJean, 33.
J.C. Horn is going to take one half the field right there. You see him. He's man-to-man on Shepard. Does a really good job of. Watch him turn his hips on this pump fake by Baker. Right? He's going to get pump fake. No, turn your hips and run. And that's just.
And you're going to see him just run with Puka Nacua. And what I really like is that Ugo Amadi has done a really good job of playing